Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back outside of the Atlanta airport trying out a new hotel, and this time we're staying at the AC Hotel over in that Gateway Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson airport location. So let's take a look around. Here we are in the entry foyer area. We did get a hearing accessible room. Not really sure why, but I did start putting on my preferences that I want to be closer to the elevator. This one was kind of like mid, and we're somewhat closer to the elevator than we usually are. We're usually like all the way at the end of the hall. But we ended up in a hearing accessible room. So just know in these types of rooms, you just flip the little switch and it will change the doorbell to be like a light situation in case you're hearing impaired. This is the entryway. In most AC hotels, they are typically on the smaller side, which is why I figured it'd be okay for our one night stand. AC hotels are a little bit on the smaller side, which is why I felt like it would be okay for our one night stay here the night before we travel. But typically you're gonna see the same kind of setup. So over here on the right, we have kind of like the epicenter of the hallway. You're gonna have your ironing board, your extra linens, coffee maker, ice bucket, safe, mini fridge, and then if you want some storage space. All of that's gonna be right over here. They do have hangers as well. But yeah, this is kind of like the epicenter of the AC hotels. Next up, we're going to take a look at the bathroom, which is over here on our left. Here we are in the bathroom. Now, because it does have a pocket door, you do have a little bit more space to move around when the door is open or closed. We have a pretty, actually large toilet over here, I have to say. The seat space is actually one of the largest that I've seen in an American hotel. Over here to my right is the shower. It does have a rainfall head shower as well as a handheld, and then weirdly enough, they actually stored the bigger towels in the shower itself. Over here you've got extra hand towels. They do have a little bit of a rolling cart, which had something I've not seen in hotels, and that is a shoe sponge. And I'm going to assume this has got black shoe polish on it to shine your shoes, if that's might be something you need. But they also had like a little vanity kit, and this is where they keep the lotion. Not sure why they don't put the lotion on the counter, but there's your lotion. They also have shampoo, conditioner, and body wash in the shower as well. I will say this is one of the bigger bathrooms of the hotels that we have stayed at down here by the Atlanta airport. This is definitely one of the most spacious ones. It is a king size airport view room, so keep that in mind if you want to book this exact room. Next up, we're gonna go take a look at the bedroom space. So one thing I did forget to mention is the big full length mirror that is behind the door when you first walk in. So keep that in mind with your entryway. Now, here we are in the bedroom space of the room. It is a king size bed. It's kind of one of those low to the ground, kind of like IKEA type beds. We do have two side tables on either side. They do have two matching sconces, and it does look like we have king size pillows on our king size bed, so love that. Over here to my right, you have the little, I don't know what you call this. It's like a bench because it's padded, but there's also storage space underneath, so you could utilize that. Obviously, we're using it for our book bags. The air conditioning unit is up here on the wall, and then in-room dining right here. Does have a decently sized TV for the room space. This is a rather small room, so do keep that in mind. This is your work table, which has just this tiny little pad over here and this rather uncomfortable looking dining chair. I can't really say that this is gonna inspire me to do a whole lot of work, but I don't think these hotels are made for long-term stays. Moving forward, we'll show you guys the living space and the view. So this is the other back half of the room. We do have like a decently sized couch. I think this couch is a pull-out couch as well. So I think if you are gonna book this room and you maybe are a family of 4, 2 people could obviously sleep in this bed, and then 2 people could potentially sleep in this pull-out bed. There are extra linens, like I pointed out, over there in the closet. And interestingly enough, this table is on wheels, so you can move this table out of the way if you want to pull this bed out. So do keep that in mind. Overall, the room is a little bit bigger than that AC room we stayed at in Sacramento. If you guys want to see that video, make sure you check out the links below. We did stay at a previous location in Sacramento for almost 2 weeks. It was a pretty long stay right there in downtown Sac, and we actually really liked it. So we're going to relax for a little bit, and then we're going to go check out the rest of the hotel. So let's go look.
One thing she didn't mention is there's actually no place to store your luggage. It's kind of the same issue we had at the AC Hotel in Sacramento. The stuff by the closet has like this weird bench thing, so you can't put your luggage in there, and there's no real spots for it. So this is kind of what we're stuck with to kind of keep it out of the way so that you can function. It's just a small room, but that's kind of how it works.
Also, I want to point out, this would really suck. Okay, the train is stopped. That car wants to cross.
Yeah, you're stuck.
So is the other car. They're literally stuck until this train starts moving again.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be frustrating in the morning trying to get to the airport. But I also don't know why it's stuck. Probably someone sitting on the tracks maybe down the road. I mean, these things can be miles long. If you've seen Route 66, we actually have taped them at length. Yeah. They are really long trains. So.
Wow, that would suck.
Yeah.
You were on that side of the road, so you kind of gotta either go down to where the train isn't anymore and come over, or go that way where the train isn't anymore and come back this way. Can't really cross.
No crossing the streams.
Can't cross the line with rail cars on the cable. Life's like an hourglass glued to the table. If you know that song.
This is our view. We see the Delta plane landing. Macy's singing to herself. Oh, now she stopped singing to herself. But yeah, this is our view, in case you're wondering. We are on the airport side, which is an upgrade. So just know that ahead of time, it's more expensive for this room. We got it as one of our free Marriott upgrades. So, yeah, shocking. Honestly, we put them in all the time. We rarely ever get them. Yeah, that'll be us in 13 days.
Yeah, we check in 10 days for our flight home.
For our flight home.
So 11 days. We're gone for 11 days.
Macy's excited to get back to her Blackstone.
I am already missing my Blackstone.
If you haven't seen that video, check it out. We got the unboxing and first meal.
And when we come back, we have another unboxing to do. We have the pizza oven to unbox, and we're going to try that out.
Interested in in-room dining? They have a in-room dining place. We'll check that out later just to see kind of what's there. And your little thermostat. That's different. Hallways at the AC Marriott. They're very dark. It's a very like wood grain, dark aesthetic. I'm not a huge fan. It reminds me a lot of Vegas hotels. This is very Vegas-y because a lot of the Vegas stuff is very dark too. There is an ice machine on every floor, and Macy was saying, what does it have?
Looks like it does ice, water, and then ice water.
Iced water. Yeah. In the one in Sacramento, they had little bottles on the top that you could fill up. Here, not so much. I don't know how you actually get the water back to your room.
BYOB.
Like many of the Marriotts around the airport, you have to use a key card to get to your floor too, which is a little inconvenient.
Fantastic.
Made it down to the lobby. There's an ATM down here, some bathrooms and stuff this side. There's the fitness center. We'll show you that in a minute. And that's the lobby where you check in. Just kind of a long straightaway. But we're gonna go the other way first. Made it into the gym. So you got the wall of towels. You got some free weights over here. You got 2 benches, 4 treadmills, 2 ellipticals, 1 recumbent bike, 1 Peloton. They got one of those big matrix machines. Let's go check this one corner out back here. Then there's a leg press machine, a second set of some dumbbells, and some balls, some other types of weights. So that's what you're looking at with the gym here. It's decent size. It's kind of weird that this whole empty space though, and they just have a leg press machine. Elliptical, treadmills again. There's everything for you. So this is the gym. Decent size for this little hotel. And really clean and really nice. And very bright, I have to say. It's one of the few hotels we've been to that's really bright. Not bad. Let's take a look at what's left. We have a little shop, in case you're interested. Overpriced goodies. Here's the lounge. Check it. A little bit of back shadow here. There's the bar in the distance. We're going to try to find a menu and actually see what they serve. Here's the menu, in case you were wondering. That's what they offer. They have like a semi-business center over there with some people working at the tables. There's not much to it though. Tiny little business center right off the lobby. You got one computer, you stand for it, and then you got one printer. Picture of the front of the hotel. They do have EV charging. We're at the EV charging spot. There's the parking area. It's definitely different than our last few stays at the airport. This seems more like a non-airport hotel. Well, that concludes our trip back to the Georgia mountains.
Yeah, it was actually not a bad day leading up to our flight, but the flight itself was absolutely miserable.
I think that was one of our worst flights we've had in probably a couple years now. The flight was just warm. It was actually getting humid towards the end.
It was disgusting.
It was like being just in a cylinder without air on, and it was not comfortable. And the seats started getting uncomfortable about an hour in. But the Boysenberry Festival, super fun. Check out that video in the show notes.
I absolutely have loved the food this year at the Boysenberry Festival. Top notch, 10 out of 10. I don't know that we're going to get another trip, a third trip to the Boysenberry Festival, but if we can, we're going to try. But honestly, if you get the chance to go, I highly recommend it, even if you just go for the food and you don't ride any rides.
So as she let on, there's a second trip to the Boysenberry Festival. We'll be putting that out in about a week, so definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to see that trip as well. But it was an okay trip. Now we're back home. We're going to rest and relax because we actually leave in about 9 days to go back to LA. So as you know, there'll be some more videos coming about that soon too.
So if you like this kind of content, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
And ring that notification bell so you get notified when we do at least 3 videos a week.
And we'll come and get you all for the next one.
Ain't that the truth, Baby Ruth?
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We just want to take a moment to thank you all for watching the video. To those 90% of you guys out there watching who haven't subscribed yet, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It really helps our channel grow and reach a wider audience. And for all those other YouTube personalities that you're watching out there, I'm sure they would appreciate it as well. To those that have subscribed, thank you for tagging along with us on our journeys. We appreciate your love, support, your likes, and all those wonderful comments that we're getting to on our videos. So we look forward to taking you on our next adventure. We'll see you on the next one.